Former featherweight champion Raymond Ford has returned to the ring and returned to form. He had a fight this past Saturday, April 12th, on the undercard of Ennis versus Stanionis, and he fared quite admirably as he faced Mattice. Ray Ford is looking like a super featherweight on a mission, and that mission could be another world title. Let's talk about his efforts from Saturday, April 12th, and what could be on the horizon for Savage Raymond Ford. When he stepped into the ring, the Boardwalk Arena, on Saturday, April 12th, Raymond Ford, no longer a featherweight but now a super featherweight, looked all the part of someone who is ready to take that next step in his next weight division. He's a fighter who boxed for 10 rounds against Mattice and didn't lose a round and didn't have a letdown. Ford boxed with intensity, purpose, tactic. He controlled the pace. He controlled and dictated what was to be during the fight, and he looked strong, or should I say stronger, as a fighter. You know, when he fought Nick Ball back in June of 2024, he lost a split decision. He was having trouble making weight. But as a 26-year-old man, the southpaw fighter decided to move up after that and has had 2 successful outings now. And he is looking to challenge world title holders at that weight division. What I like about Raymond Ford is he will show heart. That nickname of his, of Savage, is appropriate. And it's interesting because, as depicted in a Boxing News 24 article, when they described his efforts on Saturday, they said that he is a star on the rise. He has the ring IQ, the ring generalship, and the punch variance that will assist him in becoming a multi-division world champion. Like I said, 26 years of age, out of Camden, New Jersey. Ford now has a record of 17-1 with 1 draw and 8 KOs. That defines him as far as his record, but it doesn't define him as far as a fighter, because I remember his fight that he had when he won the title at featherweight against Otabak Kolmatov. A late round stoppage. I think it was like maybe 11 seconds to go, where he stopped Kolmatov in the final round to win the title. It was a back and forth fight, blazing with action, that had both men being successful against one another. Kolmatov was a very strong fighter, and Ford fought him on his terms and then switched up and became a fighter during the fight, meaning in moments he boxed, other moments he fought, and he broke Kolmatov down, stopping him late in the bout. Against Mattice, he never allowed Mattice to get into the fight, never was able to untrack any type of momentum whatsoever. Like I said, this fight was a complete wash that saw Ford winning every single round. And he looked good doing it. He looked strong on his feet. He looked like his condition and shape held up. Mattice tried to pressure during the fight. I think he thought that Raymond would get tired and weather, but he didn't. And he kept his punches on Mattice all night long. Face, body, a variance, as Boxing News 24 said, a variance of punches. Now it's time for him to move on up and see what he can get done in the weight class as far as challenging for a world title. There are fighters out there at the super featherweight division that he may have an opportunity to face before the year is out. But what's really interesting is Anthony Kakachi from the UK, Oshaki Foster from the US, and Emmanuel Navarrete from Mexico are all fighters that would be a very good test for him in differing ways. Kakachi can box and has sneaky power. Fighting out of, he usually fights out of Belfast, the UK, but he will travel. They call him the Apache, and he has had some upsets. Now, when you talk about Emmanuel Navarrete, many people are definitely familiar with him. Navarrete is 39-2 with 1 draw, 32 KOs, and he has faced a lot of quality fighters in his career, including Oscar Valdez, Dennis Berinchyk, Robson Canseco, Liam Wilson, Joet Gonzalez, and of course, we remember him a few years ago when he took out Isaac Dogbe. You see, these are the kind of fighters that Raymond Ford would be interested to fight and face. Oshaki Foster, who is a 2-time champion and out of Houston, Texas. Record 23-3, 12 KOs. He's a good boxer and would complement the southpaw because he's an orthodox. So it'll be great to have opposing factions in there against one another. But I'll tell you this, all Raymond Ford needs, according to Stormy B-Man, and only Stormy B-Man, okay, is a comb, okay? Because if that brother don't comb that fro, man, I'm gonna lose it. But I digress. He's a very good boxer, and I look forward to seeing him again. And I hope that he gets an opportunity to challenge for another world title, because he's exciting enough to take risks and gambles, but he's not reckless with his performances. So I would like to see him in there again, challenging for a world title against one of those fighters that I named. But what do you think? This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know your thoughts about Raymond Ford and how he's looking at super featherweight. Do you see another title in the cards for him? Do you think he can pull it off? Leave comments and let's discuss further. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.